Hi everyone, so today we are going through the one and only blind SQL I'm going to be doing because it takes forever and I only have Burp community. So using intruder takes forever. I'll probably pause that section to be honest once I give you an idea of what's happening. Then I'll find a string for the password and then we'll kind of move on from there. So for full disclosure, I have already been pissing around with this for a while because I could not get this to work at all. So what you're looking for is basically this welcome back. When you submit a correct cookie, tracking ID, it basically says welcome back. I have been trying to get this to work for hours, like not hours, trying to get this to work for at least fucking 15 minutes, right? I've gone away, I've got a drink, I've came back, I've looked at it again, and I finally got it to work. So what happens is, whenever a true statement comes in or a correct token ID, it tracking ID, it brings a welcome back message because it's obviously looking at your message. So if I change this to 2, as you can see, it's not there anymore. So this goes back to a 1. So now we have, once there's a true statement, we have a match. You see, perfect. So there's SQL here, but it's blind. So we're going to struggle with it. Well, we're not going to struggle with it, but it's a lot more complicated than just the typical normal SQL. So what we want to do is we kind of need to find out some more information from it. So we know the table's called users, which we read from the first page. Username and password from called users. So there you go. So nice and easy. They'll give you all the information you need. Obviously this would take a lot longer if you were doing this the slow way, basically. Like basically starting to have to enumerate tables as well. As you can put, as even previous videos, we've already kind of gone through this. But it's hard to explain. So we've kind of been through the table enumeration, column enumeration, things along those lines. So what this should do. So the state we've kind of entered. So we're selecting a character, which this character we're going to have to use intruder to fuzz from the table called users, which we already know. Limit 1 because this is the first character, and then the A is basically just is it right if it brings back a welcome back, which apparently doesn't even send. My network's gone down, bollocks. I'll pause and get this sorted. Hi, so I am back. Yeah, that was the most random thing ever. My Wi-Fi just went off my house. So basically what I've done is copy and pasted it into a completely new one. And we'll basically start again. So as you can see, we're selecting character, which is going to be the variable from users. Well, because it's the first character is the 1. It equals A because it just does. I don't know how to explain that bit to you. So what we're going to do is going to fuzz this value. So we'll send this to the intruder. I don't know how many of you have ever kind of used this stuff before. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this. This is going to be the point to use sniper. So sniper is where you just use one, basically it hits one place and just spins over and over again. Payload, I have created a simple payload for this, so it's called characters. So all it is A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D to Z in capitals, and all the special characters. If you want all special characters, just go onto this GitHub link, and there's a lot of special characters. And it's every single one, just for fuzzing. It's nice and simple. So what we're going to do is start this. I will show you the process. So what's going to happen is we're basically going to come back with a different code for these. That is not what I was meant to do. Pause. So what we're going to do actually is do this the better way. And we are going to look for I will delete this for 1 second. 1. So this should bring back the welcome back. Welcome back, right. So what we're looking for is this. This is what we're looking for every time. So if we go down here, we add an extract, just look for the word welcome, and end with div, it will show us basically what it says welcome back at each one. So now let's start the payload. So the payload should start seeing it should say welcome back if that's the right letter. It looks like A is the right letter. So yeah, so that's obviously showing like a true. So basically that's the process we're going to use for this. So obviously A, because A equals A, it's kind of obvious. So if we go back to the repeater, I'll back this, there we go. So now what we need to do is find the user administrator. So what we're doing here is pretty simple. So basically we're still selecting from users, obviously, but where basically username is administrator, because we know that's what it is. Do you know what I'm going to do? So I don't spell this wrong, because this is a hassle if you spell this wrong. I'm just going to copy and paste it. Dyslexic again. So administrator. So now we're using exactly the same process as last time with the intruder, and hopefully once we fuzz this, it should basically confirm the first letter. So this goes intruder, position A, we add this intruder, we add our payload, which is obviously the characters list. We go into options, we grep, I think it was welcome was the start of it, wasn't it? Welcome was the start of it. So welcome, and then end it with the div that closed the welcome. So now what we're going to do is basically start this, and when it goes back in the back here, it should work. Or am I missing something? Right, so now we know so now basically what it's saying is, because we've created a truism with the A, now created a truism with the A, so A equals, because it's correct basically, it means there's an administrator user, so we've enumerated the user. I mean, it was there anyway, so this is just kind of for the purpose of actually doing it. So now we know there's a user administrator. And then we just kind of fuzz it from here, really. I really do hate doing these ones. They are fucking pain in the arse, to be honest with you. So now we have the administrator password. Well, we have the administrator user, sorry. So now we're going to do the password. So we're just going to add the password length. Add length. And the password. Password is greater than 1. So now we're trying to find the length of the password. So this is how we find out how many characters it is. This should be, we basically do this the same kind of way. So let me do that. It's not to be there. So now we basically create a truism because A is A. Let's go with intruder. Simple payloads, but this time we are fuzzing the number. So is it greater than 1? Is it greater than 2? Is it greater? So, but what we're going to do is basically create a simple number list. Payload. Number is easy. Right, so we start at 1. Probably going to 35, I don't know, a random number. And start an intruder. See which one returns the welcome back. I didn't actually start this. Didn't actually have the comment from the same as we did last time, but I think for the purpose of this, it'll probably change the length of the output back. You can see, yeah, see. So now the output's changed. I can pause this. So now we know 20 it's good, it's still running, it's fine, there's a welcome back. 21, it isn't, so the password length is 20 characters. Okay, so now we've fuzzed our way through how many characters, so now we know there's 20 characters basically. So from basically finding that out, now we kind of know, now we know there's 20 characters, we're going to kind of build a password from there. We've got to, so this is the worst part, so we've got to start selecting the string basically. So now we've got to find back to the repeater. So now we know the length anyway, so that's the easy part. So now we're going to have to select the password. So instead of selecting A, we're now selecting the substring, which is obviously the string of the password. This is the password in position 1 and 1. We're selecting this from users. When you select from users, we are obviously where from users where the username is administrator. So where user from administrator, so we don't really need this bit anymore. We don't need the length anymore because we know the length. So all we're kind of selecting now is this. So now we know in position 1, this is the character. So this is what's going to be fuzzed now. So this is where your character list comes in a lot more. Payload, clear. We are fuzzing the end. So this is where you kind of bring this character together. Character, payload, update your payload. I think everyone should have a characters one, just especially for this to be honest. Grep, the extract is probably the best. Still, that's not right. Welcome, isn't it? Yep. So we do welcome, and we do div afterwards, and we'll do it. There we go. So now it should say back the second we find the right letter. So once this finds the right letter, we should get it back from here. Obviously the problem with this one is it's the community edition, so this is extremely boring to watch. So what I'm going to do is, because it's 20 characters long, I'm going to find the first character, show you how to find the second character, and then basically what I'm going to do is, there it's done. Let me find the second character, and then just skip it and basically show you any result. It's a lot. I think it's a lot easier that way, because this would be painful for you to watch. Obviously, as you can see, it's not a normal character. It's obviously not the case character. Eventually, we will get a back to come through here, but at the minute, we are still waiting. I do have Bird Pro on my work laptop, because obviously I'm a junior pen tester as it is, but this would be fucking so much easier with Bird Pro. It's going to be one of the last letters of the uppercase, isn't it? It's guaranteed. Is it? Is it going to be a special character? Really? Wow, it's going to be a special character. Jesus Christ. On the first one, and they're throwing the curveball. So, and as you can clearly see how stupidly slow this is, I will come back to you when this is found. Right, so we are back. So this one, it weirdly, this grep search didn't work. I can't understand why. I had to go back through the length. I was thinking that broke it, it's not working. That's why I ended up pausing it, but the first letter is actually G. So now we know the first letter is G. All we're going to do is pull up a pad of some sort. I quite like mouse pad. Pass. So all we're going to do is the first letter is G. And go back to this. So the process was right. So now the first letter is G. change this to T. So this is basically just selecting the second character of the password and start again. I will repeat this process the 20 times we need to repeat this, and then I'll come back to you with the final password. Yep. So basically, this is the final result of that tree now. This is the password.